Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to extend the width of the front panel of your cardigan. So if you notice, this one here I've already extended with one row of double crochet, whereas on this side I haven't. Still need to add that on, so that's what I'm going to show you today, this side. Okay, so to begin you are going to need your colour that you want to extend with, your edging colour. You're going to need your hook, and you're going to start, here's mine, you're going to start by joining your yarn to the bottom left hand corner of your left hand panel. Does that make sense? This side, at the bottom. Okay, so to do that, you're going to take your hook, you're just going to insert it into the bottom working stitch of that corner, yarn over, pull that loop all the way through, I'm going to tie a little knot in that, pop your hook back in, yarn over, and pull up a working loop. So for this row, we're actually going to be working along this side all the way up to the neckline of your cardigan. But what we're going to do to start is you're just going to chain 2. And those chain 2 are going to become the first stitch in the row that you're about to make. So I'm actually going to rotate my cardigan slightly because I like to work from right to left. So here it is. So all we're going to do on this row is a row of double crochet all the way up to the neckline. So you've done your first one. So your next stitch along is this gap here between your 2 grannies. So you're going to yarn over, go into that chain space, grab your yarn and put it through, going to yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over and go through 2. Okay, now from this point on it's a bit easier because you're actually just going to go into each one of these chains at the top of the row. You see those little V's at the top? So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, insert our hook underneath the next chain along, so that's just there, can you see that? Going to yarn over and put it through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. I'm going to continue like that, so find your next chain, yarn over and through that loop, grab your yarn and put it through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Let me show you that again. So you're going to yarn over first, insert the hook into the next chain, grab your yarn and put it through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And there is the first 5 stitches. So we're going to do the rest of this square with you, show you how to get past the seam, and then I'll meet you back at the top when we get to the neckline. Okay, so let's carry on. So it's yarn over, I'm going to go a little bit faster now, into the next chain, grab your yarn and put it through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over, next chain, pull through the yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and it's just this all the way up the square. See? And it'll give you a nice neat edge, but it also extends the width of this front panel. And when we get to the top, I'll show you how to add another row if you do want to keep going, because you can add as many of these rows as you want. So for me, I like my cardigans not to do up in the middle. I like them to sort of sit to the side. But if you wanted your cardigan to come all the way to the centre, you'd want to add a few of these rows, especially if you've got a larger bust. So we're going to do another one. So it's pull the yarn through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Oh, I've actually gone long there. Can you see that? I've done 2 doubles in that stitch. So I'm going to pop the hook out into the last chain and do that. So my next stitch is actually this chain space. So I'm going to yarn over, insert it into the chain space and pull through the yarn over, go through 2, yarn over through 2. So the next spot is the seam, and this can be a little bit tricky because it's quite dense here. But what you don't want to do is add 2, because what the easy thing to do would be to do one on this side and one on this side. But what that will actually do is expand the width of your front panel, and you don't want to do that. So it's best to make a judgment as to which side you're going to go down on. So I think I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go straight to this side, under that. Make sure you've got 2 loops on top, so you're under a chain. Go through there, do your stitch like normal. And once you've sort of readjusted that, you see that's nice and square. If I'd have put 2 in here, it would have been wider than the square, and that would have thrown off our count. Okay, so then the next one is the chain space. So yarn over into the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and then you're going to carry on working into each of these chains all the way up. And I'm going to carry on and do that now, and I'll meet you at the top when we get to this top corner here, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so hopefully you can see I've come to the top of my cardigan now. This is actually the neckline here, but I've got one more stitch to do, which is my double crochet into the chain space in the corner. So I'm going to do that. So yarn over into that chain space, grab a yarn and put it through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Now if you are happy with the width that you've added, you would just do a chain, pull that up and stop there. If you want to add another row or potentially even more rows to this panel, what you now need to do is make your chain 2, which will become the first stitch of your next row. So if you chain 1 and then chain 2, then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your work. So you want these working stitches on the right hand side, and you'll be looking now at the inside of your cardigan, and you're going to work back along this row all the way back down to what is the bottom of your cardigan. You're going to do that in exactly the same way. So you're going to yarn over and go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. You see that? You've now got 2 double crochets. And you're going to continue this all the way down to the bottom. And can you see how that's just added added about an inch onto that panel already? So you can really add the fabric in there fairly quickly with this process, as much as you need to do. So I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to go all the way down to the end again, and then I'll show you how to bind off your work, ready for the next steps. Okay. Okay, so I've just finished that row. I've come to my last stitch in the fabric that we're adding to this panel, and I've done that. So all I need to do now is yarn over and pull that through. You're going to tighten that knot, and then this is ready to snip. So then pull out that one, and there you have it. So this is now a front panel of my cardigan with 2 additional rows of double crochet down the side. And like I say, you can add as many rows as you like to this, up to and including an entire width of one of your squares if you want to, and it's up to you really how you want that cardigan to fit. So feel free to add as many as you want so that you've got the style and the shape that you like.